Hi, welcome to 5 Buck Dog Training. Scott the Dog Trainer here. I thought what we'd do is, this is going to be an introduction to a portion of dog training that is not generally available to the public. And this is, you've chosen to watch this. This is a little free intro here. I'm going to explain what it is in this particular menu that is so amazing. This part of our website is the core, it's the heart of the difference between us and others. As I explained in my other introduction, hopefully you've seen on my website, this particular model of dog training is the best I've ever come across. It's very broad. One of the biggest things we have to do is define your dog, define the dog. And we do this using a psychological profile. There are instincts, drives, and character traits, okay, in this particular model. Now, there are many of you who are going to see this, and you will have seen different kinds of definitions. This is just the definition that I use. I really don't care what you call a lot of this, but over many years of experimentation and meticulous record keeping, well over 100 years. In Germany, your canine psychologist, your canine specialists got together with the German police, and together they came up with a model that defines the dog better than any other way that I've seen. There are two instincts under this particular model, okay? There is self-preservation instinct and there is species preservation instinct. And underneath the instincts are drives and character traits. Now, I'm going to go ahead and define the two instincts right now. The drives and character traits are what you'll see on the menu, that some of them are grouped together, which that's not how I learned it, but there are drives that complement each other as well as character traits, which we're going to do in groups, 1 or 2 or 3 at a time. An instinct is a genetically coded blueprint for the survival of the dog as an individual and as a species. Self-preservation instinct is the genetically coded blueprint that involves the past, present, and future of the individual dog. Self-preservation is the genetically coded blueprint for the past, present, and future of the species. Because it is genetic, it's genetically influenced, it can be genetically altered. And what's an example? A good example of this is domestication. Usually, in the case of domestication of a species, what you do is get rid of certain parts of natural behaviors that do not benefit us. Okay, and that's, as we go through this, you're going to see that these things have a great deal to do with breeding. Your genetic pool has a great deal to do with what kind of working drives, what kind of other drives are manifest for your particular dog, as well as character traits. Okay? Now, so you've got those two instincts at the top, and underneath them are drives. Now, a drive is a subconscious compulsion to respond to stimulus. So, even though you're sure that your dog wakes up in the morning and would like nothing better than to tick you off, okay, you're just sure of it. You know, it goes from one thing to another. Much of what you see in your dog is not a thought-out process. It's not that dogs do not reason, because they do. It's crude but very effective. But a lot of what your dog does is literally a pre-coded response, subconscious response to stimulus. They are usually ranked from 0 to 100%. There are 15 of them or so that we're going to discuss. here on our website, because, again, they are genetically influenced. The breeding pool has a great deal to do with the drives that show up in the dog that ends up in your home. And this is where you have people saying, you know, did you see the sire? Did you see the dam? You know, are you familiar with the parents of these dogs? Are you familiar with other, offspring out of these two dogs? Blah, blah, blah. That's what the pedigree is all about. Now, this is a very gray area. There's a lot of people who disagree in things about what you're actually seeing, and it becomes literally kind of an art form to be able to look at a dog and test the dog for its working drives and its drive-related behavior. Okay? Where you're going to see on our list the drives as we go all the way down through, and we will define them and tell you what it is these are. This is fascinating material. To me, to this day, it just blows me away, even to read it now, after 25 years. Most of my students become very, very involved in this. Because when they see how it actually defines your dog in a clear-cut manner, without the human ornaments hung on this definition, it's really kind of neat. It's exciting to see, oh, my dog does this, and well, he does this too. That's what this is all about, is helping you to understand your dog so you can be fair with your dog. So, you know, the two of you can communicate. Character traits are mental manifestations from the dog that are not drive-related. They are propensities. You'll hear me use that a lot. The propensity to. They are not a subconscious compulsion to respond to stimulus because they can exist with or without stimulus. They can be genetically based, or they can be environmentally based, or both. So you'll actually see certain of the character traits that you will recognize in your dog. This is the first time that I know of, in doing this thing, what I'm doing with you, we're in front of a camera right now, that this has ever been done for the public. There are other dog trainers who have parts of this, seemingly. The definitions are not the same. However, the material is quite a bit similar to what we're doing. This is something that is related to a global standard of working dog behavior at the very top of the working dog profession, with your explosive detection dogs, your narcotics detection dogs, your cadaver detection dogs, dogs that are working in the patrol field, biters, in other words, dogs used as a weapon, and many of the other fields across the globe use something very, very similar to this. I had a mentor, Wendell Knope, whose life is probably one of the top, certainly in the top 5 dog trainers in the world, in my opinion. He seemed to be magic. And when he came into my life, I was already working as a professional in the bomb dog field. He came in, he became our manager, our supervisor became my mentor. We had heard about this guy, the only American police officer to ever go to Germany and come back as a teaching judge, which is an appointed position above the judge position, which is what I hold, which is the highest that you can earn, and then you can be appointed. A judge can make handlers, can certify handlers and instructors and dogs. A teaching judge can certify judges. I wanted what he had. Folks, I can't even tell you what it did for me when I saw him glance at dogs and say, this dog's this dog's this one here isn't. And I thought, how's that possible? Everything he said turned out to be correct. That's when I began to pursue this. And it's my deepest desire to, in a friendly and an open and hopefully maybe a little humorous way we're going to take you through this dog psychology. I can promise you that you cannot go out and buy this in a book. The particular stuff we're going to do here isn't going to be in a book. You'll see little parts of it here and there, and people will use the term drive. It's a little bit different. I'm going to be as concise and accurate as possible in giving you what you need to judge your dog. Okay, to know exactly what this little creature is, or big creature, that lives with you every day. I strongly recommend, you got $5, try just one of these. And I think you're going to find out that this is worth a few dollars. This is something that, you know, lunch money here and there, this would be a fun thing to do. So welcome. And again, we hope to be your friendly voice for dog training. Thanks for coming.